All right, all right, all right. Good morning, good morning. Shalom, shalom, and shalom. Sister Deborah coming this morning with a awesome message. And this message is really going to cover weighing the seen versus the unseen. Weighing the seen versus the unseen. Mm, mm. This morning, I have been dealing with knowing, not so much as just knowing, but fully, not fully, but somewhat understanding the unseen realm, not to the fullness. No, I can't claim to know the fullness of the unseen, but just to say to you all that mm, just say if it was just one way where it was everything was what we see and not it was not what is unseen, just what we see is what it is. But to know that what we see is not what we see, and what we see is not what it is. It is that which we see not is the real deal versus that which we see it. So, this is why you see so many scientists battling within their own understanding, which they're going to continue to do. That's nothing new. They trying to outbeat the creator at every thought. But I was thinking this morning with a heaviness in my heart about the seen and the unseen and the weight of the unseen over the seen. Even though we see what we see, but what we see is not what is. And you can't look for people who are used to believing only in what is seen. You got 99.9 of people believe only based on what one can see. Should they live come believing this? Yes. Should they die believing this? Yes. But the whole overall weighs in what is unseen. Mm. This is another reason why people teaches out of the realm of darkness, because in the realm of darkness you can be deceived, you can be manipulated, you can be uh 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 you can just be just dumb out of the realm of the darkness. Understanding only what one could see, understanding only that level. What would a person, and why would a person come to the earth only knowing that level of it all and never coming to the knowledge of the unseen, which is powerful and way heavy and is the reality of what we are looking at, calling it seen. I would like to place it in two realms if I could. I would like to see how it fit in this conversation of seeing, okay, that which is in the flesh, you see it from one realm, and that which is in the spirit you see not from another realm. But the spiritual part of why I'm so troubled this morning is to know that that which you see in the flesh is only temporary. And it ain't so much as what you see, is what you don't see that caused what you see to be what you see. It's real deep. And it's so deep to where the level of understanding it brings you to such a great light But you don't want to just, you don't, no, I ain't gonna say that you don't want to, but yeah, I guess one would say they don't want to just sit in the light by themselves with the understanding. And it's not like you by yourself, you are also in the light with he that is the light. Mm. But then you go back to thinking about how heavens has orchestrated all of these things and how he has moved things in the order where one is for this purpose and one is for the other. So what I come to understand is that which we see is just temporary. The focus should have been for all human to dip in to desiring the unseen, because it's the unseen that overpower and overweighs the seen. And another reason, it makes a lot of sense why these leaders, these pastors, these priests, these popes, these evangelists, these apostles, these prophets, these prophetess, these Moorings, these seers, and these watchmen teach what they teach and how they teach it, because it's only teaching you from the realm of the flesh, and from that realm you're always be limited. So if we all just, how would I say, live based on what we see and just take on only what we see, but what we see is not what we see. It comes from what we cannot see. So if we just focus on everything that is seen and make our whole living based on what we see, then we miss out. This is why it's called lost with the cause and without. This is why there's two gates, one narrow and one broad. This is why there's two saying, one born of the flesh and one born of the spirit. This is why there's two type of seeds on the earth that rest in humans. One is the serpent seed and one is the spiritual seed. This is why there is a battle between dark and light. This is why they flip bitter to be sweet and sweet to be bitter, good to be evil and evil to be good. Why are we transferring one for the other? Why are we trying to imitate the light while we serve the darkness? Why? It's because there is that which is unseen that's so greater than that which is seen. We are willing to lie about what is seen, even if we have to switch what is seen into a spiritual realm of what is unseen, like unto making bitter sweet and sweet bitter, like unto making dark light and light dark, like into making good bad and bad good. Even after we have conquered what we have seen, we embrace what we have seen. We walking, talking, living on everything that we feel that is seen, but yet it's something in us leaves us still in the darkness because we have no idea of the one that's greater than that which is seen, which is the unseen. Somebody might say, when you're just speaking spiritual and you're speaking that type of language, you know what is it? Because what I'm hearing, even from those who are scholars and scientists, they're now today trying to teach people the unseen, but out of the order of manipulating them to believe the unseen in the way they see the unseen. Why is it important for them to know about the unseen? And why is it important today for them to search the unseen? What is so far in the galaxies and what is so far over here to where, you can't even reach it? Why is it they always trying to search and reach forth towards something beyond what one is seeing? You know why? Because they know, y'all, They know that the unseen is greater than that which we see it. Did you know that you can have many a people walking? Now I'm gonna go and put it like I should. 99.9 is walking based on what they see, not even understanding that everything that I see it ends, is temporary. It too die out. I don't care what it is. You can get you a new cell phone and it's gonna die out. You can get you can, I mean, you can, from your, even your hair, from when you are a baby, it switches up. And then as you go older, it switches and switches. And when you get old, now it's gray. You see? Why? Because it's preparing to die out. Everything that our eyes can see and behold has an end date to it. But when you pull up in that which is cannot be seen, you can't put an end to it, for it is eternal. You see, this is what the scientist is searching for today, you people. And you think it's searching for it because they want to search for it? No, they're not searching for it to be searching for it to know. They searching because they have already known that the unseen is greater than the seen. This is the only way you're going to be able to determine if you really serve a creator. You got to pull him up in the unseen. See? Have you ever seen him? You see what I'm saying? So this is why I say the wealthy, they play many roles, even make movies, even everything they do is based on trying to imitate the one, or the things that is unseen. They forever trying to manipulate you to see something or understand something beyond the scene. In all the movies, in everything they do, y'all. But we still focusing on what we see. It's all we feel we have a choice in to believe. When a person think like that, guess what? That which is unseen cannot live in you in a way that your light can shine. Because you got to trust that light in the unseen realm to be a light that will lead you. Why? Where and how? From the unseen realm. What is in you that's unseen? I know. You've been to church all your living. You've been up under people teaching and preaching on these devil platforms. You've been everywhere under a pastor, a bishop, a priest, all these different religions. And when you finish, you just as lost as you were when you first came out your mother's womb to even this very day. I don't care where you've been and I don't care where you're going. When you don't understand the weight of the unseen versus the seen, you're lost with the cause and without. Because even though, watch this, hear me, hear me, hear me, hear me. Even though you see yourself, you see yourself, you see everything about you. But guess what you don't see? You don't even see that breath within you. You don't even see your spirit. You see? These things are what you call the unseen, that man cares nothing about because they've been taught all these years that the seen is what's important. And that's all that there is. So when you hear this lady talking about the unseen versus the seen, let me tell y'all something. That's the battle. That's the battle here on this earth today. It's the seen and the unseen. It's a war. Can I share that with you? It's a war that you don't even see. Why? Because you're busy worrying about the war over in Iran, in the United States of America. But there's a greater war before that war could even be a war. And that is the war of darkness and the war of light that's been rumbling since the earth exists. Who do you think winning? The darkness can't win over the light, people. The seen cannot win over the unseen. How can the seen defeat the unseen? Can you answer that? You can't, because you wouldn't have sense enough to. Even all the scholars and those who think that they're intelligent and scientists, they are trying to reach that level. And they seem to not be able to, because it's not a level that's created for the seen to reach. It's created for the unseen to reach. What do you mean by that? We have individuals here on the earth that have saluted the unseen for what it was, what it is, and what it's going to be in the days to come. When you salute the unseen, you are truly one that stands at the altar of the creator of all things. See, that's what the problem is on the earth. It's a lot of problems, and it ain't going to change. It's nothing going to change for the good. It's changing to make sure those who come down here to conduct themselves in the darkness, get your butt over in that darkness. And if you need a little help to get in the darkness, I'm going to pour out you a little strong delusion so it can help you get over where you need to be. That's what the unseen is going to do. It's going to pour out a strong delusion. So if those who have believed the lie, he wants you to continue to believe the lie. He want to make sure you stay over in the lane where the liars reside. So he gonna help you out with a little something, something. He gonna pour out that strong delusion, which is cannot be seen. You see, that's the power of and the weight and the measurement of the unseen. As a young girl, 4 years old, I seen a lot of things. I seen things you would think that a young person should not have seen or suffered to have seen in the spirit realm. But when I look back over it and the long suffering and the endurance that came with it, even at the age of 4, I look at it today and realize that I was truly blessed then as I am today to know that there's two realms. There's two realms. There's a seen realm and there's an unseen. 99.9 only know one realm. But when you know both realms, you know the creator personally. You and him has a relationship. The relationship is to share with you how the unseen was created. Now, the seen was created by the unseen. And the seen can't buckle up against the unseen. The seen can't bust a move without the unseen. See, where you at is where you need to be. I really would say that I would have desired that this day that we're in, that it would be a time, not a time, but a day in which people would draw to the light. People will begin to walk toward the light. People will head to the narrow gate. All these good things. But as the spirit, he that is the unseen, minister to my spirit, not so, Deborah. These things, as I see it, need be. And not just be, I'm not a dead prophet, I'm a living prophetess. Okay, that means I'm not coming from the standpoint of my brothers who have gone before me, that left good food for the spirit for many of us, even me. But by me living in the day in which he said would be the worstest time period ever on the face of the earth, and we have stepped into it, but only the seen understand what only the unseen understand what the seen cannot even see. I wouldn't dare take the rest of my living, hear me now and hear me well, listening to people that cannot bring your understanding to a level of both seen and unseen, that you may be able to measure what is within you. Is the unseen a part of who you are, the seen? Or is it just you, the one that's looking only at what is seen, and that's what you believe? I would say this to many out there who really believe that they're heading to the narrow gate. They know the way. They know, so they say they know the way. I would say unto you, do you have what it takes to actually announce to yourself, first and foremost, that you know both realms, the seen and the unseen? If you happen to know both realms, you are at the altar with the Most High. People, I know you've been in the church 5, 10, 20. You've been on YouTube, no telling how long, following all these knuckleheads that ain't feeding you the food for the unseen. See, people thinking they can step in the realm of the unseen without any food. See, this is why the unseen is not going to make it, because the place that you have to be able to make it to is the unseen realm. You see how important and the weight of the unseen? It's not something that you can stand and portray when I know that I'm full of the Holy Spirit or the Ruach HaKodesh, or I know I'm saved, or I know He's living in me. You know all that, but one thing you don't know, do He know you? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because if He knew you, then you would know more about the unseen versus the seen. Because nothing you see was to be seen without the unseen creating it. It's so much about the unseen that will educate those who see it and only see it. But they don't want to do, they don't want that. They want to be able to take only what they see and apply it and say that they are holy than thou, and they are in the, they going to church, they on YouTube, they everywhere, all over the place, adding themselves to all kind of so-called spiritual or so-called worship or so-called place of worship or church or platforms. They're going all over the place. And guess what they don't have? They don't have the realm of the unseen. See, when the unseen comes and teach you from the unseen realm, he's coming to your unseen spirit that you didn't even know you had. Why? Because the world keep teaching you it's a soul. And that's all you think. The world keep teaching you you are it. It starts with you and it ends with you. No, it don't. You see? And it burns me to see these scientists today trying to bring you all into a realm of the spirit, but trying to execute the unseen to do so. I see him. I'm sitting here watching them. I said, so Father, they will listen to them, right? Yes, they will. Because they have no idea that the unseen is greater than the seen. They want to see so that they can believe. The unseen cannot be seen, but yet it can be believed. It's called hope, faith, believe, righteous. You see? Fear. You fear, but you don't even see what you fear. It's because there's a brand in you. It's a spiritual brand that's in you that the unseen brand your spirit to have. A fear for him. A fear for what? The unseen. How can you have hope for anything when you understand not the unseen, which is the hope that you have resting within you? How could you have righteous? Righteous is not of the flesh, righteous is of the spirit. Righteous starts from within, not on the outside with that is which is temporary. Because therefore, if your flesh pass away, where is your righteous? See, that's the realm of the spirit holds the weight. If you got righteous in your spirit, guess what? You got a righteous eternal. If you got belief in your spirit, you got belief eternal. If you got fear in your spirit, you got fear eternal. If you got faith in your spirit, you got faith eternal. If you got hope in your spirit, you got Hope eternal. But guess what the eternal is? The unseen, but yet believed. You see? So it's actually letting one know that you can continue to walk in your worldly mindset. You can behold the messages and everything people are saying, especially all these crazy visions and dreams that everybody is having. You can believe whatever you want to believe in this day, because he left the door open for you can, so that you can go straight through it and have a Wayne Dang Doodle time, because it's over. What I'm speaking to or speaking about is for those who knows and have a pen needle of that spirit realm. They have no idea to the fullness of what I'm saying, because it's that which is unseen that still rest in them, still preparing them for the unseen journey. See, why many 99.9 waiting for Trump to get off out of office so they can vote. They waiting for voting. Oh, they waiting to the war to end. They waiting for all this stuff that man created for your eyes to see, even if it ain't what it appeared to be. Man eyes take on believing whatever it seeth and whatever it heareth. But when you have that one that's greater in you, that unseen one that weighs heavier than the seen, meaning the unseen weighs heavier than your flesh. When you have that individual living in you, guess what? You're good to go. Not just for this day. I mean, for eternal. You good to go. So when I'm speaking of the seen and the unseen, it's just like the twos. It's the same thing, but except he was so just to give you a spirit and me a spirit like unto his image. You see, so that you won't be without, and I won't be without that spirit that really is unseen, but yet it's who we are. It's who we are for eternal. But that flesh you got, which you see, it's only temporary, and it knows it, but you don't know it. You see, you don't know it in the realm in which you should know it, because if you did, you would try, and you would not try, you would desire to want to understand the unseen, because that the unseen takes you into the realm of eternal. You can't even step over in the realm of eternal. Why? Because it's unseen. How can you reach that level of the unseen? The unseen have to reach the level in you. It has to live in your spirit to take you to the realm of the unseen. But once it's in there, guess what? You there. You good. It ain't going nowhere. The Father won't let you taste. He will not let you taste the unseen realm just for you to not know the unseen realm. The purpose of him allowing you to taste it is because he's going to take you further into the unseen realm, because now you belong strictly to the unseen realm versus the seen realm, meaning the seen realm is going to die. And it's going to go to the grave, into the dirt, and you'd be surprised how many insects and worms and everything is waiting for your flesh just to feed off. But you got an inner man, which is the unseen. 99.9 have no idea of the spirit of who they are, which is unseen. That's your eternal, y'all, not that which is seen. So if you ever wonder, wait a minute, the unseen and the seen, how can we see what we cannot see? So what make us less or least or less than the seen? Because you only believe and you only take on the seen. Now, this is the problem that I have as a prophetess in the wilderness. Why is it people can't just look at themselves? Don't look at who's on your left and who's on your right. Just look at yourself and think, You got a brain that function and another organ that function with it. You got a heart that pumps you blood. Come on, you have to know that who could have given you all these different organs and caused all of them to work hand in hand with each other for many years. People don't think. They don't think about how many cells in your red blood cells, your white. Who did that? Who did that? Who could have made, how, who could have created something like that? You got red blood cells and white. Your skin, your outer skin is an organ. Who could have gave you a system that can, if you get hit or anything, it would come to defend you and clot up? Come on, to keep you from bleeding out. Who? See, these are the things in which is the unseen, ways in the unseen. And that's why we so busy trying to hook up with all these professionals and all these scientists and all these VIPs and that knows this space, and everybody wants to say everything comes from here and here and here. Yeah, don't be so stupid. All these other gods created everything and how could that be? No one ever thought that, wait a minute, who can make a human come into existence in 9 months with everything it has? If you had to sit down and count from your skeleton bones to everything, who could have put all that together? Who could have put all that together? Only the Father. So that's that unseen that I'm telling you about that has created everything you see. So why would we want to even walk on this earth and believe that there's nothing more than what we see? So I'm gonna believe in what I see. I'm gonna believe in what I just hear. Come on now. There's too much out here that you can believe in based on what you can see. But the main hardcore question is, will you believe what you see that you may believe, or that which you see not? 99 would not take on that which they see not, because as far as they want to understand is what they see. And I would say again, individuals that the Father has allowed them to not just see the seen, but those that can see the unseen and the seen. Those are the people you need to hook up with when you want to really find out really what rests in you and why you have second thoughts, or you have thoughts that's like not like others, and why am I feeling this way? I don't feel like these other people are teaching and preaching. You know why? He got the tools in you, allowing you to understand it from the heavenly level. Because if we that are the servant of the Most High keep covering the outside, the unseen, and making it something beyond the seen, then we are the dark, not we, people are those that are of the darkness. And those that are of the darkness are also what you call serpent seeds. These are seeds that came down, okay, that goes up against the light, the seeds of the spirit, those that have the light. So, and they go up against one another too. The serpent seed, the dark seeds goes up against each other. They goes up against any and everything. They don't have no structure because they looking at the fact that it's all based, everything is only based on what I can see. And it's a lot of things that's taking place that's very, very hurting to this prophet, is because I'm coming from a standpoint of the wilderness, meaning I'm being taught from that wilderness level things that people are doing in this day and time past that people never heard. So what does that mean? I'm listening to the unseen. Why? Because that's what I believe in. That's what I embrace. I know that. carries all power. I know that carries all greatness. I know he is all excellent. I know he created everything that I see and I see not. He, the most high. We're still speaking of that spiritual realm that everybody try to escape from because they feel I want to only believe and understand what I can see in my natural eyes and what I can hear in my natural ears, which is no problem. He that is of the spirit is not coming to try to convince you to understand the spiritual realm. You know why? He have already branded his spiritual seeds to take on that task. Okay, so he don't need you to be flipping all over the place thinking that, wait a minute, he needs me to understand what's going on. He needs me to understand these spiritual things and how this is like this and how this. No, he don't need you. Who you are. You still over on the left side, believing only what you hear and what you see, not understanding. Even your very ear that you hear was created by the one that is unseen. Your very eyes that you see everything, guess what? Those eyes he created. So that same unseen don't get the glory. He don't get the honor. Nobody wants to praise. No one wants to recognize the unseen. But guess what? The unseen is the weight of everything that is seen. Everything that is seen. And going back to tell you again, because it was given to me this morning again. I guess somewhere I'm just stubborn. It just something might be in me that just don't want to believe that it's over to the point where they ain't gonna get it. Because he constantly reminding me these things need be. And yes, they're not gonna get it. I'm not up in heaven on the throne boo-hooing because they don't. I knew they wouldn't. But I always have to have my ram in the bush. And that's to cover the end for those that are spiritual. Those that are spiritual knows how to walk in the seen and in the unseen. That's a blessing inside of a blessing to be able to walk in that type of fullness. And the Father is well pleased with having you as his spiritual and letting you live in the natural, you see, while understanding the fullness in the spirit. I am truly, again, I say I'm grateful. Now, this is what I received. I received Second Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 18. It says, while we look not at the things which are seen, while we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all. When I read that, my heart dropped. It really did. My little heart just dropped. I wanted to fall on the floor and act a stone fool when I read that. Let me read it again and then I expound on what I'm talking about. 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 18. How we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. It's schooling me that focus not on the things which are seen, Deborah, but the things which are unseen. For the things which are seen are only temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal. You know why I fell on the floor? I didn't fall on the floor, but that's what I wanted to do. I was so hurt because I realized that he means what he say and he say what he means. Those that are the spiritual seed have to step away from those that are fully in darkness. Because what he's saying is Deborah, you on the earth. You flesh, but you spirit too. All the things which are in the flesh, look not at. And I'm gonna show you exactly what I mean. He said, look not at. For the things which you see it are temporary. Look at the things which are not seen. What hurt me so bad was, and made me really sad, and my little heart just dropped. I said to the Father, I said, but Father, I'm flesh and I'm spirit. That's what I said. It hurted. It hurt because I don't know how to put the things which are seen in a category to where it's not seen, but and focus on the things which is unseen. Is that what they said? That's what it said. But if I'm human, I'm flesh as well as spirit. Do I know the fullness of the both? Yes. But one has to give. You see what I'm saying? That's what made me so, it hurt. One has to give, even though you know the both. You have to put one in the right place, and the other one has to stand tall. And I'm like saying, how must I take this that's in the flesh, that's seen, and put it that far as to not even see it, and just put all focus on the unseen? That hurted me real bad. You know why? Because I understood exactly. I fully understood it. And the hurt came from knowing I have to stand in this situation alone, knowing that I have to focus on the unseen and not the seen. See, when you focus on the unseen, it's the one that's going to allow you to endure. You would get past everything 99.9 of people on this earth would never get over. And all he's saying is always put the unseen on their top at all times. The unseen wins the weight, the measurement, the victory, the glory. It's the winner. The unseen is the winner. So what he's saying is, if you could only just put the unseen, I know you see, I know you hear in the flesh, but put the weight and the measurement more so on the spirit. And if you do that, then those things that's in the natural won't be as heavy at all to you. Because the reality is you are flesh, Deborah. You are flesh. This is what he means when he say get the flesh under the subjection to the spirit. It's just keeping in mind that the unseen is greater than the seen. It get victory for the seen. It get everything that the natural cannot gain or receive. The spiritual receive it to give the seen its victory. So he's saying that everything, because I'm seeing too much, y'all. I am. And I'm going to tell you to the point. This is why I was acting a fool this morning. And who was I acting a fool with? Myself. I ain't acting a fool with nothing else. That's the only fool is myself, my flesh. I ain't acting a fool with nothing else because I'm trying to fight the idea that that which is seen, it's like y'all, if you could measure darkness as it was in the beginning of Genesis chapter 1, where he talked about it was just dark in the mist, upon the water, how dark it was. But his spirit was all that can be seen. It overshadowed the darkness, and he was able to see even his image. That's how darkness don't have no power. But the ideal of taking that flesh of who we are and putting it in a place where it's not allowed to take you out before y'all take or try to take you out, because you stick with the unseen, it'll give you victory over the things that are seen. Because a lot of you all think what you see is all good, it's all well, it's all perfect. Oh, because I got this, I have this, or I'm doing this and I'm doing that, or I'm this and I'm that, I got this, I'm doing this, I'm eating this, I have this. That's what people look at and say, these things are good, these things are great, these things are what you call perfect. This is the good life. This is, baby, baby, baby. If I can give you a look of what darkness really is in this world, while everybody feeling that they are the light, I'm looking at a stage where people are portrayed, not portrayed, yeah, they are portrayed, they're thinking that everything is good and well, and the spirit was dealing with me just today about how all the things that they've been doing on this earth, even in this very country, the people in this country, the people who built things all over the world to get victory and to conquer. If people in this world, in this country alone, really knew the truth of the country in which they reside in and those who rule this country, they themselves wouldn't want to even live. So the darkness is darker than what people might think or can imagine. And the only one can see it at that level is those who believe in the unseen that has been given to the light to see into this darkness. And in the process, while I'm looking at everything as it really is, and it's going to be revealed what it really is, I'm like looking at it and saying, they can't even see what's coming. Then I went back to Noah. I said, boy, I'm telling you, all that time, I don't think not one time did he go and tell them anything good, because their imagination and their thoughts were so wicked and evil. Surely he couldn't tell them anything that would cause them to think about coming into the ark, or to think about not wanting to end the world, to end as far as their behalf, them as an individual. It didn't matter. That's how dark it is out here. Even like until the days of Noah, how dark it was then, where it didn't matter what the end was going to be like, how it was going to be, and how we're not going to live. It didn't mean nothing to nobody. What was more important? Wicked and evil, continually. All the things that they were doing were more important to them than anything on the earth. And that's the way I'm seeing it. Ain't nothing what it appeared to be. So I, Sister Deborah, tell you, these words in which I speak, These are not warnings. These are not threats. These are words of spirit and truth. The Most High ain't looking for you to be all that answer. He ain't looking for you to pull in, and he ain't looking for you to pull out. That means he just wants you to know that he's going to always have a light on the earth, which is like unto a ram in the bush. He's going to always have his out there, still speaking spirit and truth with the light in their right hand. You think he's waiting for people to take heed to what people are saying? No. He just wants us to just say what he put in our hearts and what he show us. And this today, my heart was just so heavy because I had to master the idea of putting down that which is seen and holding firm to that which is unseen. How must a person like me be able to conduct that in that way it was said to me? And that is what made me so troubled by it. I'm like, okay, now what am I supposed to do with that? And then he began to tell me about, that which is seen is just temporary. So why put it on top? Put it below and put the unseen things on top, way above it, to where the unseen, that the seen can never reach the unseen. That's all he said. But with me being in the flesh and spirit, my flesh was trying to deal with the fact that, wait a minute now, everything that is seen, I got to do away with what I'm seeing. You got to put the unseen above what you're seeing and way above it. That's the only way you're going to be able to defeat the issues that are before us. They're not at a distance, they're not far away, they're on us. And because you only can see what you can see in your flesh and hear what you can hear from your flesh ears, and you can't see the realm that's unseen, that's allowing a lot of things to take place, to come upon you. And I mean to take you out. The unseen ain't coming to play patty cake, and make everything good and great and excellent for you. No, he's not doing that. Those days are over. So Sister Deborah, I hope you got something out of it, because I know that I did. I hope you could go to 2 Corinthians chapter 17 and 18. But 18 was telling you about how the seen is temporary, and that the unseen is what we need to be more pressed toward. We need to press toward the unseen versus the seen, because somewhere along the line we are in that day where everything we think we see is going to show us it's not what it is. That's the reason why he's schooling me now, because everybody seeing Deborah, they're not going to believe it when they see it. It's not what they see. It's not what they hear. That's what's coming upon them. So Sister Deborah, say I appreciate each and every last one of you all tuning in, and I will be back. And I say to you all, shalom and shalom.